Hello everyone and good evening to another short clip on our research series. My name is Mohammed Al-Haj. I'm the founder and director of Clean Energy for Africa, and I'm also the instructor for our latest program, which is called the Ultimate Research Masterclass. This program aims to train the next generation of renewable energy researchers and professionals and equip them with the skills and knowledge that they need to excel in their career. So today's topic is about research ethics, and ethics are, in the scope of scientific research, are I consider them the foundation of any sound researcher. So if you want to excel as a researcher and progress your career, it's important to understand what we mean by ethics and how you can apply them in your research project. So ethics, we could classify them or we can define them as a set of norms or a code of conduct that we as researchers need to abide by. And this code of conduct is important because it ensures a couple of things. It ensures honesty in the way we're conveying information, accuracy when we report the findings of our research, efficiency as well, such that we are using resources wisely, and also objectivity, meaning to let the facts speak for themselves. Now, in the area of when we talk about ethics, uh, whether you are a researcher in mechanical engineering or in environmental sciences or energy policy or whatever, this is a topic really that spans across all disciplines. There are a number of important topics that need to be discussed within ethics. So the first one is plagiarism, which falls under the category of scientific misconduct. And plagiarism is a very dangerous thing. It's something that can really ruin your career. And we can basically define it as taking someone else's work or words or effort and presenting it as your own without, of course, proper attribution. This is a very dangerous thing, and we call it an example of scientific misconduct. So it's something to be avoided. Another example of scientific misconduct that is also extremely important for all researchers to be aware of is copyright infringement. That is, whenever you are communicating, let's say you're writing a scientific paper and you are taking, let's say, images or figures from other researchers, the way you present them in your own paper needs to take into consideration copyrights, so that you do not breach other people's rights, you do not reuse any images or figures without getting the proper permission from the copyright holder. This is a very important matter, and unfortunately a lot of researchers, they fail to realize this when they want to publish. Another important topic within the area of scientific misconduct is fabrication and falsification of results. It's important that you as a researcher, when you do your project and you collect data, let's say through a survey or through some experiment, that you present the data correctly, the same way that you were able to derive this data, and you do not try to manipulate the data in any way to infer any wrong conclusions. In the topic of ethics as well, there's a number of discussions that are important for all researchers to be aware of relating to publishing. And whenever you have, let's say, a scientific paper, who gets to be decided as an author, who doesn't get to be decided as an author, what is the order of authors in a scientific paper. These are all also very important topics that as a researcher you need to be aware of and plan early on. And the last thing that I want to talk about in the scope of research ethics is data. Now, research in renewable energy or environmental sciences, or actually all disciplines, it usually involves a lot of data collection. This could be data collected through surveys, through interviews, maybe data collected through some modeling activity. So the way you manage this data, the way you acquire the data in the first place, let's say you're getting data from some company, how do you acquire this data? How do you preserve the confidentiality of the data, right? These topics, these matters are really important, and there are a lot of technicalities here in how you acquire the data, how you preserve, how do you ensure that you are preserving the privacy of this data as you are using it for your analysis and so on. These are all very important topics, and they fall in the category of ethics. It's important for any researcher to be aware of them, such that they will be able to first conduct research in the right way and be able to communicate this research later on through publications and other forms of scientific communication. I hope this clip was useful, and if you would like to learn more about research ethics and how do you apply them in your research, what are the examples of scientific misconduct, how to avoid them, how to avoid plagiarism, all right, and how to conduct your research in a correct way, then I invite you all to register for our Ultimate Research Masterclass. This program will begin next Sunday, September 26th. Make sure to register. I have added the link in the video's description, and I'm also going to put it in the comments below. Thank you everyone, and have a good night.